Welcome to the Lodge. You've accessed
The Lodgecast experience.
warning, warning, dangerous spoilers ahead. Enjoy.
Welcome, old and young, hot and cold, to another edition of Hot Takes. I'm your Lodgemaster. With me, as always, is Brother Bishki.
Hot, cold take.
In the back is Brother Lucas.
Hello.
And the movie tonight is Cold Pursuit. Cold Pursuit, starring Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
I did not know we were going to catch this one.
Yeah, it was late in the game edition.
It was last minute. Lucas...
I dropped it on you guys like super last minute with like
Super last
60
minute.
minutes until showtime.
And we were both just like, yep, we'll be there.
My brothers rose to the occasion and we formed like the Voltron that we are.
Oh my god. If we would have known what this movie was, we would have done a full meal, full ep out of it.
Yeah.
But as it is, it's just a hot take, and we'll melt that ice as thoroughly as we possibly can. I want to start by saying we're not even going to attempt to explain this plot.
No,
I think people who are listening to this need to see this movie. I think it's I'm getting some sideways nods in the car, but let me say with authority, yeah, see the fucking movie. That said, let's get into it.
yeah.
Bishki, you have a mountain of notes over there. It is a giant block
I came
of
in-
text.
6 feet of snow.
I came in expecting a hard-charging revenge thriller
Sure.
from Liam, and then I last minute, after Lucas made the call, I looked and I saw a black comedy, and I was like,
You're always peeping around a little bit closer than you should with these movies that we don't know anything about.
yeah. And then I didn't really. It started out like a hard-charging revenge film until probably I think it was like Laura Dern, their son.
Laura Dern is in this.
Yeah, Laura.
She is
Laura
dialed in.
Dern gets out just in time because this is not really. She's not supposed to
It's
be.
No
but-
Country for Laura Dern.
But they're pumping up the gurney with their dead son,
Right.
And it goes on for like
That's
5
when
minutes, and
that's
then I
when
was
I
like-
knew we weren't in Kansas anymore. That
That's the
exact
dividing
moment.
line.
That exact moment, I was like, uh-oh.
there is a full, completely equipped suite of salad dragon scenes in
Yes.
this film.
yeah,
And
yeah.
yes, with a capital
okay,
yes.
But it
Okay.
must be said that this is a remake of a 2011 Danish film remade by the same filmmaker.
Norwegian.
So Norwegian, excuse me. I did not know that going in. So all I knew going in was that Liam Neeson was a snowplow driver who gets revenge. And at first when I heard about it, I thought it was a parody, like a straight comedy, and
Sure.
someone was like, no, it's like a straight action movie, and I thought,
It's neither.
okay, and then
Norwegian.
and then my BFF was like, "Are we gonna go see the Mr. Plow movie?" And I was like, "Oh my God, you're right." And so I'm going in expecting
Yeah.
comedy.
Nobody could have ever possibly known what to expect.
but this movie is not a comedy.
There's no way to prepare for it.
Like
It-
this movie is not a comedy.
It is based on a movie called In Order of Disappearance.
Starring Stellan Skarsgård in a Liam Neeson role. I did
Yes.
look at the original film's trailer because I was so baffled,
Yes.
stumbling out of this.
And it does seem like the sensibilities come from elsewhere.
Yes.
I would say not even from this planet.
Something is lost in translation 10
Definitely,
times
yeah,
over.
Lost in translation.
I
For
don't know
sure.
about
Key.
Lost, but-
This movie is not just tone deaf, but it is deaf. Like it
Okay.
is just like blind and deaf.
Well, the aforementioned gurney pump scene is kind of a line in the sand. Mm-hmm. And whereas I think it messed you guys up, tripped you up a little bit, as the gurney pumped, my smile got bigger because I'm like, oh, is this a fucked up movie? Are we in a movie that is going to do things that we never imagined before?
Yes, but not a fucked up fun movie because while they're cranking the gurney up, I get that it's supposed to be played for comedy, but
is it? But is
no,
it?
no.
I don't know.
I think it was, but it comes off as so tedious because you have to literally sit there for like 30 or 60,
minute.
60 real-time seconds of a click, 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 click,
Just
click,
to
click,
be
click,
extra clear,
click,
we're talking about
click, 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 click,
Yes.
click, and you're like, oh my God, they're really
we're
doing
talking
this.
about a mortician using a hydraulic pump to pump a gurney up to the proper level so that Liam Neeson can view his son. But it just keeps going. It is like Sideshow Bob with the rakes in The Simpsons, but straight.
But yeah, it's so straight. Liam Neeson and Laura Dern are looking at their dead son, and they're like, "Yeah, he OD'd," and they're like, "But he didn't do drugs." And they're like, "That's what they all say." And it's such a brutally honest moment. Like, so there's nothing funny about it. Like,
that's what's going to keep my brain coming right back to this movie, because it is brutally violent. Like
humorless,
just
though. Like
yes.
It really turns on you quick.
Humorously brutal violence mixed with silly dark humor.
Yeah.
That rears its head every once in a while. You never know where this movie's coming from or where it's going.
And it all feels like it's based off someone's diet of like early Tarantino and
That's what
Reservoir Dogs
Definitely some Tarantino.
Boondock Saints or like the person's
it's
vocabulary is rooted in like the movies that
But you can't say it's one thing. The Tarantino pops up out of nowhere. Like, it becomes a Tarantino crime tapestry halfway through this movie.
Right. But not done well. But like one of the knockoffs from the 90s that like
disappears for about 45 minutes.
He is lost
because
in this.
there are about 900 characters.
They keep piling on the characters.
And everybody has nicknames. Check this out. Viking, Mustang, Santa, Wingman, Shiv, Avalanche, War Dog, Smoke, Speedo, Limbo, Bone, the Eskimo. These are all characters that are side characters.
It's like John Wick on meth.
But they all get scenes.
Yeah.
Everybody, you get to meet every character and you get to learn at least one thing about them.
Okay, can I just talk about the disagreement I got in with my BFF on the drive home? The first one,
you're gonna air your BFF's dirty laundry. Go ahead.
What I said was the first murder, which he didn't agree with. He said the first murder was Speedo, but I said no. The first murder was the son's friend, right? When the son's friend was like, "Give me some money and I'll tell you," and he like starts choking him out, and then he says Speedo. Isn't the first name Kyle that comes up on screen?
Kyle is Liam Neeson's son. Kyle Coxman. Liam Neeson plays Nels Coxman.
Okay.
That wasn't funny either.
And
like they tried to make that a joke, but it just wasn't funny.
Every time someone dies in this film, a graphic comes up with a symbol from the character's religious denomination and their name, as if to memorialize them and send them to heaven. So when Kyle Coxman appears, Liam Neeson's son, who they overdose with drugs to make it look like an overdose, the kidnappers, that is, then a cross appears and Kyle Coxman. And as the body count grows, there's a scene where about like 40 people die, and it's just a black screen filled with names and symbols. Mm-hmm. You guys have to be a little dead inside to not appreciate that.
I mean, I'm on Lucas's boat,
Bishke,
and I was sitting.
Bishke. I
was sitting next to Lucas, so.
He will suck all the fun.
I leaned over midway through, and I whispered to my BFF. I said, "This is painful. Like this is utterly."
He and his BFF together, man.
Inane.
You should have been sitting on my side.
It was
my side
so
was having a great
bad. It was so beyond.
I need to sit between you guys.
And my BFF was saying it was awesomely terrible. It was so bad it was good, and it was redeeming for the entertainment value.
Right.
And I was like, no, you're wrong. Correct. I absolutely disagree. This was like watching two drunk people argue about a table, and it was just completely like insufferable.
There is so much going on in this movie. I will say, if you can't tell already, I am in support of Cold Pursuit. But it is a 2-hour movie that feels like 3 hours.
Oh,
God. It is so dense. It is so tightly packed. There are so many characters doing so many things with so many motivations.
And they've got this gross white-collar, like, frat bro, Wall Street villain, like American Psycho villain.
You didn't like him?
He's too on the
douche.
nose. Like
He's a douche.
he's so on the nose. Like
Oh.
he makes you want to walk out. Like
He
you
was
just
having-
want to walk out. You're like
that
every
actor-
subplot with him. You're like, I want to get out of
That
here.
actor was having such a great time that I was right there with him. I'm like, go for it, dude. Go all the way.
He's going for comedy. Nobody was laughing. Like, nobody laughed throughout the whole movie.
There were people laughing at the
little
wrong
giggle-
things.
yeah.
There were some racist, misogynist jokes that they were laughing at, and I was thinking like, oh my god, like
Nobody
this audience.
laughed at those.
There were some
People
bad
laughed at the
laughter.
right shit.
I was scared because people were laughing
No,
at shit they shouldn't have been.
You're a wilting lily. Listen, there's so much to talk about. There's so many kills in this movie. There's a kill where someone uses a Starbucks biodegradable drink holder as a blood shield to shield their face. There's a scene where Nels Coxman, Liam Neeson, gets his hands on a bunch of cocaine, ill-gotten cocaine, and just spreads it out into the snow that is flying all around.
That was pretty beautiful.
And they slow it down. They know how beautiful it is.
Yeah.
There is a bunch of Native American gangsters having a snowball fight.
This is where it gets racist. This is where I thought, like, this is so sad that Native
they
Americans...
can't have a snowball fight?
First of all, they're never portrayed. They're always portrayed as like, yeah, these gambling, alcoholic, criminal, like let's like
I
intimidate.
didn't get that from these guys. They weren't alcoholics. They were called an Elkie by the bad guy, which is supposed to make you hate him. There's a dog taking a full shit that they zoom in on.
John Waters style.
I mean, it just goes on and on and on. The kid at the center of it, he ends up just driving off in a snowplow, and you don't know where he went.
That was so disgusting. Liam Neeson kidnaps the kid, and the kid's like, "Will you read me a story?" And like Liam Neeson like begrudgingly reads him a story. Then the kid like puts his head on his shoulder and is like, "Do you know what Stockholm syndrome is?"
That's
and it's like,
fucking hilarious.
Fuck,
that is
fuck this
so
movie so
weird.
hard. No,
That is
it's
so
so
weird.
wrong.
I took
It's
a long
wrong.
bathroom break during that point.
Oh, Bishki, you were sitting on the wrong side, man. and then when the head of the Native American gangster cartel, White Bull, when his son is killed, they put him on this weird hydraulic gurney, and that scene plays out as they slowly raise.
It's so weird. Yeah, they have a scene, and then it cuts to them like shuffling out of the hideout with like him in the casket, and there's no score, and it's like a couple different like setups, and it doesn't have any rhythm or sense. It's just like a random scene. They were just oh, we should like throw that in.
I will concede that this movie is arrhythmic. There is no rhythm, and that's why it feels like 3 hours. It's like an obscure TV series that you're watching out of order, but you happen to watch the last one at the right time. It's out of control.
Yeah, I mean they're playing crazy tonal shifts in the music. You got Barbie Girl by Aqua.
Yes, you do.
In that scene,
You
and then
very much do.
2,000 Miles by Chrissy Hynde, and the music was really kind of strange. I thought.
Yes.
I thought it was like Fargo. I don't know what I was getting from it.
I don't know if you guys watched the Fargo TV series. It is highly recommended, but the second season of Fargo lives in this same universe. It's they share the same universe. So if you're a fan of that series and you want like a really skewed take on it, a really skewed riff on it, I would say this is up your alley. But I think I get where you guys are coming from. This does not adhere to any structure or convention other than the convention of a poo-poo platter of different strange influences.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the main influence is coming from a distant planet, and that might be Norway.
I do see it as like a Euro director going through the prism of Tarantino. Like it's it's strange, but I do see Tarantino and the Tarantino knockoff movies that came after.
And it's really weird to see that in 2019.
Yeah, no,
those are dead.
Those are way dead.
Are
like
dead
the last
and
one,
ghost.
the last
dead.
one that I remember was Seven Psychopaths.
Sure.
It was kind of a Tarantino knockoff movie, and I was like, this is like 15 years too late. Now this is like 20 years too late. Like,
but at what point does it become new again? At what
Yeah.
point do people watching movies say, "Wait, what was Tarantino again?"
I mean,
This is cool.
I was really shocked that this movie got made at the studio level. At
It's all
Lionsgate
about Liam.
Summit,
Liam and Stellan must be drinking buddies.
And that it got a theatrical release because this was a streaming movie. If I've ever seen a streaming movie, like, oh my God.
I feel #blessed that I was able to see that in a slightly chubbed up, crowded theater. Like,
there were people there, there were other people there.
On like a late night,
late show Monday.
On a Monday. Yeah, what?
Late show.
Throughout the creation of this podcast, this beautiful podcast that we're making, I've just really taken time to appreciate when we see something that shouldn't be in a theater by any means. Like, not shouldn't based on quality, but just the powers that be. How did it slip through? And this one, holy shit!
Yeah.
You can buy this. You can buy a ticket to this alongside all these other blockbuster bullshits.
Yeah.
And no, you're going into Cold Pursuit and you're seeing it with a bunch of freaks on a Monday night.
To me, there was only one great moment in the entire film.
Let's hear it.
And it was, again, from like a different movie. Nothing funny about it, but I think I laughed at like its genius.
Sure.
And it's when it's early in the film, in the first act, after Liam Neeson's son dies, and he started getting revenge and killing people, but Laura Dern doesn't know that. She just thinks like her son died of it. She didn't know her son. She wasn't there for him. And Liam Neeson's so distracted, she basically leaves him, and she leaves him a note, like a card that's blank. Like, I mean, completely blank. Like, the card itself is blank. Like, there's nothing on the card.
I thought it meant that she had gotten kidnapped or something, but nope. She left that blank note, and then you never see her again. Dern out.
Yeah,
Dern
that
out.
is Norwegian.
Oh, man.
out.
I gotta see the... You guys aren't seeing it, I'm sure, but I gotta see the Norwegian version. I gotta know. Bishki, is there anything left in that huge block of text? Looks like you're deciphering the Talmud.
I've been holding back because I know you loved it a lot.
No. Don't hold back.
I mean,
I'm secure in my love for Cold Pursuit.
Okay. No, I mean, I just felt that, you know, I do not like Tarantino knockoff movies.
Sure.
Like, I didn't like them when they came out.
Sure.
I still don't like them.
You've been consistent with that.
And I've been down the line. Boondock Saints is maybe my least favorite film of all time.
I'm with you.
And this one, you know, I think it's in a different locale. It's got a lot of different things, but kind of the underlying feeling that I got was this kind of amoral crime drama that's supposed to be kind of witty and funny, but I just wasn't laughing. I'm sorry. And then they keep piling on the characters. So
I wasn't really laughing either, to note.
Okay.
Like, I laughed aloud maybe 4 times. But it exists between two gears, and to me that's thrilling. But I could see how it would be completely almost nauseating.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that they bury, like, Neeson just gets buried
in the snow,
and just disappears for, you know,
40 minutes.
A long time. and he's kind of a weird character to put in this movie anyway.
He's just a killer.
He's not a friendly guy. Not a happy guy. And there's this really dead air, which was the worst part of the movie, excruciating, was the local town sheriff and deputy doing their case and shooting the breeze. It was just
it's a different movie.
Yeah, that was like another. That was like a Fargo.
Kill me now.
It was a pilot within a movie.
I wanted to kill myself.
There were different pilots going on here, but.
Bishki, anything left in there? Keep going. Keep it going.
No, I'll give you my bone if you want.
Let's go to the bones. Hit us, Bishki.
I'm going to go with one bone.
One singular bone.
For the beautiful locations of British Columbia. I loved the locations, and I loved looking at it. It was I think it was well directed for what it was, mostly.
I would give an absurd amount of money to go slightly back in time, have you sit on my side, and just see if the vibes would have changed this opinion.
Okay.
That study would solve nothing globally, but would solve everything within this Prius.
Okay.
I would love to do that, but I can't, alas. Go on.
Okay, but we will sit together soon, and
I'm sure we will.
And
hold hands into the next.
We're gonna have to hold hands on the
salad
next one.
dragon.
That's what it is.
The Lucas size, I kind of just sigh with.
All right, that's one bone.
One bone.
Move on to Lucas.
What's interesting is when the movie started, right? When all the credits came up, or when the first opening shots of the snow came up.
Yes.
I did. My ears did perk up. I was like, ooh, this looks good. Like this looks
like Fargo.
This looks like Fargo. This is interesting. I think we made a wise decision. I think we're in for something good. And then very quickly, you know, by the time you got to the gurney scene in the morgue clanking up, I was so out. I was like, I'm not on board with this movie. It's like one of the worst kind of Tarantino knockoffs, like ever. Like ever. It's like if Tarantino did Sesame Street or something. And I just found it like such a hard slog to get through. And I thought, you know, Liam Neeson, you know, in a snowplow, and his son, you know, gets involved in drugs. Like you could easily run with that premise, but this is not that movie. This is not that premise. And when I stumbled out of it, I was in a bad mood and told my BFF, I said, you haven't seen it, but I said, I honestly didn't think I would see a worse movie this year than Welcome to Marwan, and tonight I did.
Marwan's last year, son.
Technically it's last year, but bottom line is, this is a woof for me. This is a woof. There's nothing redeeming about this. It should not have been made. The executive at Lionsgate who convinced whoever to remake it should be fired. They should be run out of the business.
Man.
This movie should not exist. It was a waste of time. It was a waste of Laura Dern's time. It was a waste of Liam Neeson, and it was a waste of the poor Native Americans that had portrayed themselves as these like scheming
everybody in this movie was scheming. Okay, you're done.
I'm glad Dern jumped ship, because this was too lowbrow for her.
You cold pursuited snowflakes, you. Okay, I agree with a lot of the hard facts that you guys have brought up. I don't agree with these sentiments, though. Okay. I don't think anybody should be fired. I don't think anybody should be put into a snowplow and have their organs spit out all over the snow. I think this movie is so special because it is broken, because it throws everything into the mix, because it goes so fucking hard for so fucking long. This movie is the most packed 2 hours, not action-packed, just packed with information that I can't dismiss it. I can't do it. I truly, and contact me if this is not the case, but I truly believe most people who have the pleasure of listening to this podcast, who it's reaching your ears, if you give this movie a try, with the knowledge of all of this, with the knowledge that it's a little off kilter, you're going to find the nutrients. You're going to see what I see. I think that's the case. I could be wrong. The Rotten Tomatoes are on my side, sort of. So I don't know what that means. But I do know that this is a 3-bone motion picture. Wow. It's 3 bones because I got to support shit like this. It will stay with me forever.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well,
I went home and watched Fargo that very night to wash this shit out of my mouth.
Well, that's good. We go from a woof to 3 bones. These are the kind of movies we need to pursue.
These are revelations, yeah.
We need to do some hot pursuit of these types of films. We're going to keep searching for those. We're going to keep hunting those salad dragons. There are so many icicle-winged, frozen dragons just ready to be thawed when this comes out on Netflix for y'all. Yes. I'm telling you. Give it a shot. Do your laundry during it. You won't be disappointed. That's the Cold Pursuit hot take, y'all.
Hard charging.
So hard charging. We'll see y'all next time. Love and light.
Love and light.
Stay warm.